This episode had me boo-hooing and crying like a baby. I think out of all the episodes, this one, man, had me crying the hardest. Hey Chatterboxes, hey, I am Nele and welcome to Easy Convos, your cozy spot where we kiki about the latest TV shows, what's buzzing on social media. So get comfortable, grab your snacks, your tea, and let's get into this convo. Today's convo is Reasonable Doubts Season 3, Episode 7, Lost One. So everyone is still wondering who Jax finds laying on the floor in episode 1. Now we know it could be her mom or her dad, because everybody was thinking it was Naima, and I never for once thought it was Naima. I thought it was going to be the guy whose case she's working on that keeps ODing, or it was going to be her dad. But now we have her mom on the board as one of 3 people, and I'm feeling and leaning more toward, because I'm basing my answers off of Lewis's reaction. Like, is it her client or is it her mom? Because Lewis just wasn't moving fast enough for me. Like, who was it? But anyway, so that made me feel like it's her dad or her client, because if it was her mom, Lewis would have been a little bit more frantic, in my personal opinion. So Jax has found out her mom, Lou, has stage 2 colon cancer. Lou has not started getting any kind of treatment yet because she's weighing her options. Lou doesn't know Jax knows, but she's about to find out. She didn't tell Jax because she is working on this big case, and she's still, so bossy, controlling, and plus she'll be so worried. Everything in the world stops for Jax when she finds out that her mom has cancer. She can't remember what she even did that day or ate that day or nothing. The world just stopped in that moment that she found out her mother had colon cancer. And let me tell you, the same thing happened to me when I found out that my dad had a multiple myeloma. Everything for me stopped. Like, I called that second and quit my job. I quit cosmetology school. I quit everything on the dime. And at that point, and I started taking care of my dad. Like, I just took over everything. I took over going to the doctor with him. I did the same thing Jax did. I took over scheduling his appointments, carrying him to chemo. Do he need to have I know this hit home for me so hard, and this may be one reason I cried so much this episode. But anyway, Jax knows Lewis and her dad aren't telling her something, and the something they're not telling her is that her dad has relapsed and he's back using. That's Lewis told Eddie if he don't go on and tell her that he is gonna tell Jax, and I feel like that Lewis is gonna end up telling her. I just don't feel like Eddie gonna go on and tell her. But Jax started reminiscing about her childhood throughout this episode, and so I'm just gonna run it down real quick. Everything that she reminisced about. She recalls in 1986 when her mom and dad were together. Jax tried to play with her dad's guitar. He yelled for her not to touch his shit, and they were just having a nice family moment when they were playing around, dancing. Her dad was singing or whatever, and everything was fine. And when Jax went out of the room, she was peeping around the corner and watched her dad take, quote, his medicine, which was he was sniffing cocaine up his nose, honey. Anyway, then a young Jax goes to the playground and takes some of her friend's Happy Dippy candy, lines it up on her toy mirror with her friend's library card, takes it with her pinky finger, and tried to sniff, quote, the good medicine with her friend Juicy Straw. Lord bless it. She was remembering some things, okay? Lou caught Jax pretending to be Eddie, taking his good cocaine medicine at the playground, snatched her up, went over to Eddie, crashed out on him, went off on him, honey, they went home, and it's like she put him out, and Jax can remember her dad banging on the door and wanting in. She and her mama hiding from him as he was high as a kite, wanting in, trying to get in and whatnot. Then there's another time while Lou was out at the store, and Jax little fast behind, let her mama in. Now I know some of y'all thinking, why was a child that age by herself at home? Back in the day, we stayed home by ourselves. We was good kids. We knew to sit down in front of that TV and we watched Bugs Bunny or Tom and Jerry or the Flintstones until our mamas got back home. We knew not to mess nothing, touch with nothing. We didn't turn that stove on, and we knew not to open the door. In Jack's situation, she felt like her dad was safe, therefore she opened the door, which she shouldn't have, but she loved her daddy and she kept trusting him, and she didn't know no better not to open the door for her. But anyway, she let her daddy in. He was supposed to make her a snack and give her a surprise, honey. Eddie knew he had some powder stashed up in the house and was only there for some drugs, and he had in his little stash, I guess you could say, he went in there and warmed it up, put it in his veins, and I guess you could say he OD'd. Then Lou comes home telling Jax she gonna fix her a snack, and Jax don't need no snack because her daddy gonna fix her a snack. And Lou looking around like, where he at? And she go in there and find Eddie passed out on the floor. And at that point, that's when later on she has next memory of them packing up and leaving. And Lou packed that apartment up and moved on, and I feel like she moved on so he couldn't keep coming back and didn't know where they stayed, like they had to get away. But Lou had to explain to Jax that her daddy would not be coming, but she lied to him, was like, yeah, we gonna go see him to calm her down, because she just couldn't comprehend it and didn't understand. But she gave Jax the guitar pick that she had, that Jax now has, that she keeps looking at in her jewelry box. That was her surprise that her mama said that was from her daddy when he said he was going to leave her a surprise when he was supposed to be fixing her a snack, but OD. But anyway, her mom had to wash it off, scrub it off, because it looked like he had been using it to line some cocaine, honey. So Jax pulls up in front of her mama house mad. And I don't know if you can say mad, more like disappointed, and then confronts her about not telling her that she had cancer. She doesn't even want her mama driving herself to and from the doctor or doing nothing. Miss Lou not about to have that. She going to continue driving herself to the doctor. Now, either Jax can get in the car and ride with her or whatever, but she driving herself to the doctor, and Jax just going to follow right along behind her. So we did learn that Mama Lou has stage 2C colon cancer, which is an aggressive type of cancer. And she has already decided her course of treatment and what she wants to do to take care of it. While surgery is not required, Lou has opted for surgery because it's an option despite her having high blood pressure and it being a risk. And plus the surgery itself being risky, she is going to go on and take her chances with the surgery. Jack does not like this at all and trying to talk her mom out of it. She want to call the best people she know. She got oncologists that owe her favors, surgeons that know owe her favors. She want to get a second opinion, do all of this and everything. But Lou put her foot down and told Jax, no, Dr. Harlow is doing my surgery. There will be no more discussion or anything. No, nothing. Honey, Lou spoke and put her foot down. Louis is right. Jack needs to take some time off work and focus on taking care of her mama, especially over the next couple of days until they get things figured out. So Jax talks to Bill and gets him to take over the case and take over the lead with the Dr. Wilder's testimony because her mom has cancer. And she gives Bill a whole list of questions and a list of possible questions to prepare him and get him ready and everything. But Bill assures Jax everything will be okay. And she will not stop being Jax and will still be Jax Stewart if she takes some time off to care for her sick mother and not to be worried. So then the dirty man, I get them mixed up. I think it's Steven. It's the older of the partners. Is it Steven? I get them mixed up. The older guy and the young guy. The two guys that are going against Jax. The older one comes in at the law firm, is trying to talk to Bill and have Bill stab Jax in her back, but Bill is really not feeling it and should follow his first mind and not help them just in order for himself to make partner. But Bill told him that he was going to ask for a continuation like he had discussed with Jax. And he's still gonna do that despite what Stefan is saying and not want him to or whatnot. But Stefan gonna suggest that, that he keep the continuation short, and if all possible, don't even push for it. Bill looking at him like he had a bad taste in his mouth, like, what kind of people are y'all? This lady mama is sick and has cancer, and y'all really doing this? Like, I feel like he don't even know if he want to be part of this firm at this point, how they moving with Jax, because he better think about that, because if they doing this to Jax, what would they do to him? I mean, they dirty. But anyway, Kristen told Daniel she knew about him and Kristen. She figured it out when she saw how he was embracing her whole lower back outside the courtroom when Kristen had the whole breakdown and ran out of there. And Daniel has this whole black girl glow up and everything. So she put two and two together and figured out that's who Daniel was messing with. Daniel tried to convince Crystal he was just using Kristen to get info for the case, but I think he really liked Kristen. He don't normally nobody be feeling him, but I think she really feeling him. But then again, Kristen could be playing him too, trying to be on their good side. Who knows with these people? He did find out information about Alex Hill, who wants to write a tell-all book on the Edwards family. So Daniel also snuck his phone number out of Kristen's phone to set up a meeting with Alex at a book publisher. So Alex does finally call him, and they supposed to be having a meeting. But only Alex never showed up, honey. Technically, Daniel has nothing really at this point other than confirming that they gonna have a meeting. And Crystal has told Daniel that Jax does not like them getting involved with the clients. So Daniel gonna have to watch how he moving, okay? He gonna have to be real careful. So Mama Lou has made Eddie her power of attorney. Because, she's sick. She don't know what's going to happen with the surgery. So she needs somebody to be able to make medical decisions for her just in case something goes wrong. And Jack is pissed off because she has showed up to her mama's house to have herself made power of attorney, especially over her mother's medical decisions or whatever, honey. And when she found out her daddy has been made power of attorney on the ex, she devastated. Jack thinks her mom is too sick to know what she even wants. And Eddie must have some kind of hidden agenda why he want to be so involved all of a sudden. All Eddie did was come to town to perform and let Lou know that he was going to be in town. And she up and told him that she got cancer. He doesn't have no kind of hidden agenda other than making Lou happy and following any kind of wishes that she wants. Honey, Jack about can't take it that her mother has a do not resuscitate order. And if I was in her situation, I would too. It would be no way that I would be able to stomach that. I wouldn't be able to. She's trying to understand how she is taking care of her mother, and it's just been them. But now Lou has let Eddie just come back in and take over after her whole life. That's why she keep having the flashbacks and memories after all he has did her whole life. And now her mama just let him come back in like nothing ever happened and everything's supposed to be fine and dandy and happy. Like, Louis brought Spencer home so he and Jax could tell Spencer and Naomi about Mama Lou being sick. And Naomi doesn't want her to die like Grandpa Paul did, Lord bless it. Sally and Bill are still doing the do, and Bill tells Sally about Jax being on leave from work, which is why he got to keep answering his phones and taking calls because Mama Lou is sick. And he assumed that Sally would have known because she is one of Jax's closest friends, but she didn't know. So Jax is trying to wrap her mind around why Mama Lou will not get a second opinion. And Mama Lou is doing what she feels is best for her, not what's best for Jax and what'll give Jax a peace of mind. She's doing what's comfortable and what will give her peace of mind. Waiting for a second opinion to avoid surgery is not for Jax. It's for her. She don't want a second opinion. Mama Lou has been scared since she found out about her diagnosis, and this is why she didn't want to tell Jax, because she didn't want to go through all of this and she didn't want to be arguing. Having the surgery will give Mama Lou like her life back, and somewhat that's some of her biggest fear, like getting the surgery, getting the cancer out, and risking her blood pressure being high and them controlling it and doing all that is the risk she would rather take than it turning into a stage 3, a stage 4 cancer over the next several weeks while she trying to get a second opinion and stuff. That's not what she want to do. But Jax feels helpless. She has no power of attorney. Her mother is having the surgery against her better wishes. So Jack at least wants her mom to come stay with her and Lewis after the surgery so she can at least take care of her. And Mama Lou does agree to that, which that gives Jax a little bit of reassurance. Not much, but a little bit. Daniel is still snooping around Christians. It's not gonna be long. I feel like he gonna get caught. Either somebody else gonna catch him or she gonna catch him. But Jax is hosting, it's her, not Sally, not Chanel, the other friend. It's Autumn's baby shower, and she's barely holding on by a string when Sally comes in. And Sally asked Jax about Mama Lou and told her she found out from Bill because they was, basically she finally told him that they been seeing each other. Honey, Bill is married, she married, but they both separated. So like, why not? I mean, I agree. Why not? Why should they be alone? But anyway, Jax couldn't take no more of that, honey. She had to run out to her room and search for a cigarette, but couldn't find no lighter. But she found that guitar pick that I was explaining to y'all earlier. And Chanel walked in on her because she was looking for some, and Jax just caved. She crashed out, and she told Chanel everything happening basically in a nutshell. With all Chanel done went through, she was the best person to talk to and gave the best advice to Jax, and the best advice Jax could have got. She explained to Jax why, as a parent, Mama Lou didn't tell her about the cancer, and it's like Jax kind of got it better. But Bill did get the continuance and let Jax know when he brought her flowers by the hospital for her mama. Daniel is now following Kristen around the city because he shared her location to his phone that night when he put it up to her face and unlocked it or whatever, and was trying to see if she had text message between she and Alex Hill, but she had deleted them or whatever. He shared her location and everything, and he is following her to the hospital, and he got it a good excuse. Just luckily he has a good excuse because Jax is there with her mama. Excuse me. Jax and Eddie sees Mama Lou the surgery after Jax watch her parents interact all lovingly and close. Lewis is in tears, honey, with worry. He and Jax are just not okay, worried about Mama Lou having the surgery. As Jax prays in the hospital chapter, her dad comes in and reassures Jax her mom had her best interest at heart. And Jax looking like, are you sure? Not something like she's not trying to hear, but she kind of comes on around. Jax did learn she gets her negotiation skills and her strong faith from her dad. So that was good that she did learn a little something. He did tell Jax that Lou gave her the guitar pick because he didn't. More than likely, she did it to protect her from who he was and something he was doing back then, and she did. She was trying to protect him because he made promises to give her a surprise, and he did, and that was a surprise her mama covered up with, honey. The doctor is ready to talk to them about Mama Lou's condition. Louis come got him, and Louis, Eddie, and Jax all go to meet the doctor. So they have been waiting for her to come out of surgery. She's been in surgery way longer than she was supposed to be, but it was because her blood pressure, they was having issues with it, but she made it through the surgery. And now they will see if she needs IV or oral chemo, which one will be best for Mama Lou in the process moving forward, as the surgery was successful. And that's difficult too. Like, my dad did IV and oral chemo because his cancer was in his bones. It wasn't a surgery that he could have to help him. I'm trying not to cry to help him. But yeah, Jax finally hugs her dad and tells him she loves him. And I was really hoping that they was going to invite him into that family circle to hug. But honey, I guess Louis wasn't going to be feeling that because Louis know he's still using. But anyway, Daniel found Kristen in the hospital and pretended he just ran into her. He told her he was there to see Jax, which was sort of not exactly a lie. But yeah, however, Kristen did lie. She was not there to see her female friend who was in a biking accident, honey. She was there seeing Alex Hill in ICU, where he was in having a whole cold blue soon as she walked out. This why he didn't come to meet Daniel, because he had got beat up real bad and was in the hospital. But on her way out, Kristen made a whole phone call to someone, and I wonder if it was her brother, to let them know that, honey, Alex wasn't going to be talking to anybody because he was beat up so bad, honey, he probably wasn't even going to make it through the night, more than likely. And then we got to wait till next week's episode. That is it for today's Kiki at Easy Convos. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Stay cozy and keep the tea hot until our next Easy Convos. Love you guys. Bye.